this is the listings to leads call, and Gustavo, you asked me to kind of get together with the agents here so we can go over some of the newer things that are happening.
Yes.
Um, Whether you're, I know as agents you may not be aware if you're not logging in very often. Um, well, let's see what that's about. We basically we're adding new tools sometimes every week or every other week. Let's see here what's happening. I don't know if my internet just started acting funny.
It's going to be recorded too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I need. Let's see. Mesa, that's right. Yeah. So when you log in, there are two. There's always a pop-up page here, and usually everybody just sort of clicks by it. But I want to point out, I am going to show you a new tool. It's actually an old tool, but one of our agents is using it in actually in Florida with tremendous effect. And that video of this particular tool is Neil Wolf right here. Um, and it shows exactly how he's going to use it. I'm going to show you the tool that we're talking about in a little bit later here. But this video actually is Neil discussing it with us just a few weeks ago. Um,
Okay.
and the tool's pretty awesome. You'll see it. You'll get. I know, Gustavo. You'll recognize a lot of what's happening. But I do want to point out that this guy's in Florida. He's a 3-year real estate agent. So he's not a guy with just a huge, big referral network or anything like that. And he's about to close 12 million just from our leads that he's gathering from this. He's doing it with two kind of main focuses or strategies. One is Facebook, and I'm going to show you that. And the other is this other cool tool, which we call a listing agent website. Um, there's also this called Shannon Pyatt here. And we are going to talk about Facebook here because this is probably one of the most powerful things going on in real estate. This guy Shannon is also another agent on the East Coast who is generating a ton of leads. So while I'm going to jump in and show you the tools, you're going to need to learn how to do this. And I know, Gustavo, you're pretty handy with Facebook. You're a little more advanced than I think most agents are. So I am kind of
So wait.
I'm
Being,
pointing the agents right now to where they need to go to get some ideas of how to operate on Facebook. This button right here, this green button, is a tutorial on a lot of the basics, how to create these tools, how to access them, and then even how to run ads on them, right? So this is a really important piece. Over here is a button that says click to join the Listings to Leads Mastermind group. And if you haven't joined, by all means, you need to join this group. You just
I
click
believe
this
I
button.
did. I'm getting
What's that?
Facebook. I mean, I see all the Facebook postings, so I wouldn't be getting them.
You're
I guess.
in. I joined yesterday and I saw you're a member.
Yeah.
You're a member.
What's the question there, guys?
No, I think we're in. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. I think you're in, Gustavo. But everybody needs to be in here like on a weekly basis because you'll see from this mastermind group that agents will say, hey, this is working, or it would be better if we had a tool that did this. And I have seen in less than a week a tool become live, right? And it's a tool that totally works and helps agents generate leads, right? And that is really, you're not going to be aware of that. You're not going to know unless you log in and just scan every couple days. And then we've got ads like these, right? And this is Shannon Pyatt saying, this is what I'm doing to market. This is how I'm using it. And this is really the key that I want everybody to be paying attention to. We have tools that generate leads, right? We know that. Gustavo knows that. And hopefully you know that. And if you apply them on Facebook, that's great, but you might just be doing what 90% of all agents are doing, is just copying the link and pasting it in and thinking, great, I've done my job and that's it. But right here is something that you got to think about, and it's the language underneath this ad. And the point is, you need to think about how to write these ads. Now, we're actually going to start collecting all the ads that show up in our website, in our mastermind group, and and sort of put them on one page so that when you log in, you can see them. But what I want to point out is this language here is very powerful. It's a picture of a home that he sold. He's saying, I sold it in 72 hours. get your home value into our amazing 89-point marketing plan, right?
That's absolutely great.
This is key, right? Because a lot of people think about getting their home value, think about selling their home, but when you're telling somebody I sold it in, 3 days, that's a really powerful message. And Shannon generates a lot of leads. As I mentioned earlier, when there's that pop-up, Shannon Pyatt is one of the people who got, there's a video right there. So what he's doing on our page here is sharing the tools, the ideas that are working, okay?
Great.
And that way you don't have to think about it. You don't have to wonder like, oh, I wonder what I should do. This guy is actually spelling it out, and many other clients. I just did a search on Shannon because I know he's doing this pretty frequently. Right here, he's talking about how he's using our text service to win listing presentations, and of course he's killing it, right?
Well, you need to have homes with signs on the yards for that. So.
No, so we actually have. If you see this picture here, we do have 800 number call capture and text IVR, and that in the simplest form, sure, print a sign writer, put that sign writer under your sign in front of a home, and yeah, you're gonna get people will dial that, and you'll get leads with phone numbers, and that's awesome.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a system called conversion?
Conversion, yeah, I have heard of conversion, yeah.
Okay. We are about to make a deal with conversion for the platform of the CRM platform, which is, I think, it's the best I've seen so far.
Okay.
And as you know, I'm generating a lot of leads through your system, so I'm in love with your system.
Good.
But I want to know how can I feed the leads that I'm getting in listening to leads into the platform, into that system. So this may be an answer that you don't have, but that is the things that I'm going to need, because I don't want to export to a CSV file and then upload it manually. I want to have that when it's captured, it goes there. Follow me?
Yeah. I do. So here's where I'm taking you into my agent profile.
Okay.
And when you go to agent profile, and this is for all of the agents, you see that you have contact information right here, right?
Yeah.
And it's your email address, right? So that's the first place, send the lead there. Usually for companies like Conversion,
You have an alternative email?
They can take it as an email, right? And you just say alternative, and you check the box that says send leads to. Now, you probably want to have a discussion. You want to forward some of the leads you're getting from us to Conversion and make sure they can take that and say...
Exactly, because I want to go to one platform to manage the leads. I don't want to go to different platforms. And basically, the lead section of listening to leads is very nice because everything is there, but static. It's not dynamic. So I need to be able to put in a dynamic platform that I can send an email immediately, or call them immediately, or do something immediately, and that can develop an immediate plan of action, so those leads are easier to transform into deals.
Correct. Yeah. I understand. And we don't, at Listings to Leads, I know you know this answer, we do not want to be in the CRM business.
Absolutely not. And that's why the flexibility and the creativity of your product, and I know that it overlaps with some of the products of Conversion. I know that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have the two to be limited with one. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, you want this to be automated, and you want the power of that CRM.
Yes.
And I understand that. So I kind of gave you where you need to take your leads, you need to talk to Conversion and say, I want to send these leads to where to end up inside of my system. And then you put that email here.
Perfect.
Because companies like Lead Router, Realty Juggler, and Wise Agent, a lot of companies have this where you email your lead to this place, it goes into your account, and that really starts it.
Okay.
So now, I think, Gustavo, you know this. I'm just going to point this out, and I want to, because we are going to look at some of the tools and really how you need to build a Facebook strategy. But I will tell you that this right here, there are a couple of things that I say to people with listings to leads that kind of blow my mind, right? And when I talk to people from more of a sales perspective, this number here is ridiculous. Shannon, who I know, and when you watch the call, you're going to hear him say it, he only spends money with us and Facebook. That's it. He's no longer giving money to Zillows and the Trulias and everybody else that's taking his money. He takes. What's that?
Doesn't make any sense, Vince.
I know. And so, and what he's saying right here is 90% of his new business is coming from dominating Facebook with our tools. Okay, and then here's Shannon saying, yeah, this is exactly right, right? And so there's a difference, and I want everybody to hear what I'm saying on this one. There is a difference. I'll show you how to place an ad, and you can get off of this call with me and you can place an ad. You'll go, oh yeah, here's the tool that Vince used, and he says
what I'm planning to do.
Right, and that's great, but there's a different thing of like running ads every once in a while on Facebook and dominating Facebook. And I'm going to talk to you about how you dominate Facebook.
Okay.
And you can choose to do it or not, but here's the reality of everybody like Shannon and like Neil Wolf and like Melanie Banks and like every client that does this. They are, of course, generating leads just like you are, Gustavo, but they're also having people call them out of the blue saying, I see you all over Facebook and I want to sell my home. Will you sell it for me? Right? This is how you dominate Facebook, and that's what we're going to talk about. Okay? So if you go in here and you look, you get some ideas. There are a lot of agents inside our mastermind group that are giving our clients ideas of the ads that are working for them.
Do me a favor, give me again the three names of the best.
Shannon Pyatt, right here. Shannon Pyatt.
Yes.
Neil Wolf, and actually Paco here is a pretty awesome guy too. This guy Paco Lycia, you'll see inside the account, he's pretty sharp as well. But also Melanie Banks, but she doesn't post so much in here anymore, but you will see her on the Facebook advertising page on the home page. She has a very good call, and she's doing exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And what the exact same thing is I'm going to show you what it is, okay? You go to the listings page, and let's say you have listings or you don't have listings. If you don't have listings, borrow listings.
Okay.
And you don't need a bunch, but you know this definitely works when you got 5 or 10 listings.
Let me ask you a question. Let's suppose I borrow a new construction, a pre-construction, okay?
Yeah.
I have a high definition aerial picture of the building. Can I do an offering on Facebook?
Definitely, and you got it, because people love new construction, right?
Yep.
So that's definitely right. So let's go up here, and right here is a button that says create new listing. I'm on the listings page, okay? And if I click create new listing, that's where you're gonna go, Gustavo. You're gonna say, hey, here's the listing title, here's the basic information that Listings to Leads wants, and I'm gonna put in a little bit of description, and I'm going to save and add photos. Maybe it's one photo, okay? And that's it. At that point,
Has to be high definition.
Yeah. You do it high definition. You do a really high quality photo. You definitely want to do that. And at that point, it creates all these tools, okay?
Yeah.
And the tool that I want you to remember, here are the 2 tools. So let's talk back about that Facebook. So what you're doing is you're talking about a specific property, and that's going to be part of your strategy, okay? But all of you need to replicate this strategy that I'm about to tell you. You need to build your brand on Facebook with at least one ad every day for $1 a day, okay? Now that's bare minimum. You're going to build your brand, okay? And you can do that by running an ad. I'm going to click this over here. There's a column that says listing landing page. It's a blue button with a white square on it. And I'm going to click this listing landing page. Now you, Gustavo, just said you're going to have a high quality photo of this area, right, of this new development. And it might look something like this, right? Now I've got coming soon. You might have it coming soon because it's pre-built, right? And you could actually put in this area here in the middle, this is being developed, it's pre-construction, but you know, we can close the deal now and save you money, whatever, right? Whatever your message is, you can kind of put it right there.
Can I ask
The,
you, do you have a
What's that?
template that you can send my way, like this image of different options?
Well, everything is designed. I don't have a template. Well, I guess I do have a template.
You do?
You click on this button and it's built just like that.
Yes, my friend.
All you-
That's in your page. This is not in my site. So what I'm asking you is to send me that lead capture image of the few different things that you have, and from there I create my own idea.
Okay, well, you know that this is yours, right? You have an access. You are looking like this, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I will take a picture of this and point out to you what I want you to be thinking of.
Okay.
But this listing landing page, in every case, you want to run ads that look like this, right?
Yes.
Oh, great. Let's see what's happening here.
Having problems.
And so this is the default listing landing page.
I know.
I want you to understand this, right?
Yes.
To make that look like this, you do one thing. You go into the virtual tour page, and this will change in the future because we want to make this simpler to understand. You upload a high quality, high definition photo, and it gives you the option to say listing landing page. You click that button and you save it. Once you save that, that takes a generic default listing landing page and makes it look like this. Okay? That's it. That's it. You click on virtual tour, you save this button that says listing landing page. It takes our default picture like that, our default page, and turns it into this.
That's fantastic.
Okay? So that's one of the tools that you're going to run your brand with, right? You're going to build the brand for $1 a day. And one thing about this, you see where it says coming soon, you could actually change the status from coming soon, I'm going to show you where, to just listed. You could make it an open house, and you can also make it under contract, price reduced, and just sold. And so if you can imagine this, let's say you have one listing. That's all you have, and next week it's going to be actually on the MLS. This week you can run that for 3 or 4 days as coming soon.
And you may sell it without even listing it.
And you can say it's not even on the MLS yet. Then next week it goes just listed, and you go into listings to leads, and I'm going to show you where. You see this button right here that says edit enhance. Every property has an edit enhance button right here. Click that, and this is where you change your status from active, right here in the center.
Sold.
Yeah, active, under contract, pending, just sold. So that you take that house, today your marketing is coming soon, next week it's just listed. Probably by the end of the week, you're going to market it as open house. You save the open house date and time right here, and suddenly you get a bunch of open house tools, and you run the same home. So imagine this. Today we run that ad for $1, $2 a day through until Monday. And then on Monday, it goes just listed. So we say, let's now change the status right here to just listed. That one ad, that first ad has already expired. The next ad we're going to do for 4 days, and it's going to say just listed. We might change the background picture. We may not, but we're going to change the language and say this home is just listed and it's awesome and it's in a great neighborhood. And we change that ad to just get more of a pop. And then on Thursday, we change it again to open house, and we run it for 4 days for $1, $2 a day, right?
And you're building in the image, you're building the traffic, the name recognition, and the brand.
Exactly, and that's it right there. You see this right here, Shannon Pyatt?
Yeah.
That's what we want to be happening. So for a single agent, we want that visible. You want that visible in front of thousands of people. Because when I say that you're going to run an ad for 3 or 4 days for $1 a day, 1 to 2,000 people will see that ad. And that, as a real estate agent, people, you don't really have a way of getting your name as a realtor in front of 1 to 2,000 people for $5.
Absolutely.
You don't.
Absolutely.
You can't do it for 50 or even $500. But with Facebook, you could do it every day of the week.
So let's recap. The first number, step number one, you go to the back end and you edit again. Oh shoot! I forgot which one it is.
I'll tell you where it is. You go to the listings page, whether it's your listing or a borrowed listing, and you want to start getting the listing landing page out there. Okay? And that's over here in this column to the right of the Facebook column, social media. It says listing landing page. Every listing has one. And if you want to make it full screen, picture like this, you click on virtual tour and you upload a big photograph. Let's go back to it so we can look at it. You click on virtual tour, you upload a large photograph, and it will be right here, and it'll give you this little option of listing landing page radio button. You check that box, and then you click save all edits. And that turns our default landing page to a full screen mobile responsive one. Okay? And then you start running ads. Up on the top here is a, let me see if I can break this down. Oh, I can't, sorry. What you get is a web address that starts with searchallproperties.com, and you run that as an ad. Okay. Now I am going to show you how to do that. All right. But before I do that, I want to go back to listings to leads and show you the other kind of tool that can be really beneficial. Because remember, I said you might want to change the background picture when you're building a brand. And just think of any company. Budweiser. I talk about Budweiser sometimes because we have the San Francisco Giants stadium there. Budweiser always has ad placement, but every 2 months they change their ads because they know that these people walking in and watching the game or watching from television, after 2 months just stop paying attention to their ads.
Yeah.
And that's because if you run the same ad over and over and over, they no longer need to look at it. So
Good question.
we have so we have another tool, and let's talk about that same home on Naples. It's the single property website. It's the red button with the white house on it.
Yes.
And this is a very cool tool. And remember, when you run the ad, it's going to be branding you all the time, right? But there's also, it's going to be talking about a house. You can see it's coming soon up on the top right. It could be just listed, it could be open house, all those great statuses. And then we've got some really awesome lead generation over here on the left-hand side. Search all homes. Maybe we can drive people to your website. Maybe you can have a link here that says, what is your homework, right?
But the other one is more sexy than this.
Totally it is more sexy. But you got to mix it up. You cannot run the same ad all the time.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So that's brand building. Okay, so let me finish the strategy first, and then I'm going to walk you into Facebook. Okay, so the strategy to build your brand is to have at least one ad running every day for $1 a day. Okay, if you can have 3 or 4 or 5, it's even better. Again, for $1 a day, and because you want people to log into Facebook every day. People will log into Facebook every day. But you want them to see you every day with something different going on. Coming soon, an open house, just sold. Because that's like, it is going to sink in their head that, whoa, this agent has a lot going on in this market in Miami, right? That's what you want to have happen. At that point, that's when you say, hey, you know what? Now I want to start throwing property valuation landing pages out throughout the month. Not every day, unless you can afford it, but usually we suggest you do it for 3 or 4 days at a time, and that you do it for $10 to $20 a day. So it's a bigger spend, but you need more clicks. We're not just building the brand, we're actually getting clicks so that we can get the leads, okay?
Yeah.
So when I click on that page, I got over here, I'm going to go to Property Valuation Plus, and I've got my Lafayette page. I don't have one for Miami. I should actually build one for Miami. Gustavo, if you can, send me one of your cool pics so that I can just make a Miami one. So I'm
All right.
talking to you guys. It looks a little bit nicer. This is my lot. This is where I live, guys, in Lafayette. And this little picture is a background of one of the key kind of landmarks of Lafayette. It's a reservoir where everybody walks their dogs and their kids, and it's 2.5 miles, and you go out there and get healthy. Everybody in Lafayette knows this. It's in the center of town. So when you're running an ad, you want to have something that everybody knows. Gustavo has awesome pictures of Miami. That's going to work, right? If I was running ads in Coconut Grove, I'd want something, one of those cool streets in Coconut Grove that if I saw, I was like, yeah, that's Coconut Grove. I feel comfortable, and I'm going to fill this out. So the strategy is build that brand with tools like the listing or the single property website, right? Build the brand for $1 or $2 a day. On the weekends, run your property valuation, and then you got to test it out, because you may feel like, oh, I get more leads in the week on home values, but I usually tell people try it on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, $20 a day. If you just went today and you started running this property valuation for $20 a day, you're probably going to get somewhere for 20 to 50 leads, right? Maybe you get more, maybe you get 100 leads in 3 days. But when you start using these other tools for $1 a day and you start seeding the market and they start building your brand, these property valuation leads, you get a higher quality and a higher quantity of leads, because they have been seeing you over and over every day throughout the month, and they recognize you're a realtor. And when you put this up there, they're going to go, oh yeah, I at least have some brand recognition or trust of this agent, so I'm going to find out what my husband's worth, right?
Would you like to learn something in exchange for all this valuable information?
Please.
Okay. One of the things that trigger my interest in conversion, okay, is that my deficiency with listening to leads is that out of the 750 leads that I generated in the first 60 days, only 160 had the full detailed information, okay?
Yeah.
But there's about 700 or 600 that I have only the address.
Yeah.
Not only I have the address, I also have the IP address.
Yeah.
Okay. When I import that listing or that information into conversion, with that IP address, I can send them a message.
Oh. Well, here's something. Let me share with you a little news.
Okay.
In about a week, we're going to have an add-on, another software tool that's going to take those partial leads and automatically scrub them and give you the full contact information.
Facebook is going to be doing that. Probably.
No, not Facebook. It'll be us.
Okay. Fantastic. And
Okay.
in addition to that,
Yeah.
if they click and log in, they created a call center, so they're going to get a phone call immediately.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And
So I just want to let
great.
you know that my idea is to combine the power of both.
Cool.
And
yeah,
that is how I
get 'em
get,
ready to
I'm
call.
having two of my agents here that really are eager to make money in real estate.
Yeah.
And they're very
So
capable.
let me tell you, and
So
the nice thing
I'm
about
not
being
shy
brilliant-
on investing money on the platforms with me, so that is why we're
Right.
doing it.
Right, I get it. So let me remind you, and you know this because you're investing in conversion, the initial call is cool, and I know everybody likes that.
But we need the
But the follow-up,
we need the follow-up.
the
Yeah.
follow-up is really the most important piece.
But you know what happens
Because they-
when we are on the street and we are doing something, we're talking to our wife, we're talking to, our kids.
Yeah,
In that particular moment that the guy is looking at our website, we don't have a way of responding immediately. But if it's
Yeah.
incorporated into the system, that they have an immediate response and we call them and we set the appointment for the 5 o'clock phone call, and that happens.
yeah,
The lead did not get cold,
yeah,
and that is the
Yeah.
important part.
Is there an
yeah.
email that can be sent out? One
It is,
that
they do. They send an
Yeah, we automatically give an auto response.
yeah.
Right. And then also, Like, I don't know, Gustav, I don't remember if you're using our text IVR service,
The what?
but
The what?
our 800 number call capture, our text IVR.
Not yet, because I don't know how to use it.
Okay, so I gotta, God, we just presented it in Las Vegas this week. We actually have built it. So
Yeah, send me the video and I'll
normally
look at it.
Yeah, I will. Normally, when we capture a lead in text IVR, we send the agent a text message on their phone, and the consumer gets an email on their phone that says, here's a single property website, so that they can look at that on their phone, and there's all kinds of lead capture on that as well. But now we've kind of rewritten the software to that. Not only do we send that to them, we say, hey, I can't remember what the dialogue is, but it's an automated dialogue to get deeper lead information than just the phone number, right? To get more. So that 800 number stuff is totally working. It's working great. So let's go back then.
Have to initiate.
And let's go back and let's finish the concept of the Facebook strategy, which is run listing ads for $1 or $2 a day all the time, and then run the landing pages for property valuation to get the seller leads. Okay?
Perfect.
Now, if you'd like, I will run an ad right now and we'll talk about it. You want to do that?
Yep.
Okay. So on the top of this property valuation landing page, actually, I'm going to do this one first. This is my $1 a day, $2 a day ad. I copy the URL up top. It always starts with search all properties. And I go to Facebook, and there is a little blue triangle pointing down on Facebook. Click it, it opens a menu, and you go to create ads. So while this is baking, I'm going to tell you, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. I know Gustavo understands this, but you sitting in that room, if you don't understand this, you need to. The power of Facebook is that 71% of adults in the United States, not teenagers, but adults, are on Facebook. They're on it, I think, for something like 20 to 40 something minutes a day. And if you have a little business page, you need a minimum of 25 people to follow your page, to like your page, and then you get advertising ability. And the key is when you run the ad, what you're doing is you're saying, I want everybody in Miami to see this. Maybe I want everybody in Miami proper to see it, or maybe I want everybody 10 miles outside of Miami to see it. And there are times where you want people to see it 10 miles out, right? So what's the problem here? Turn off ad blocker. Okay. So here's how you run it. Wow, they keep changing this. I've noticed that they're really changing what
They're working on a new application, Vince, that from the ad they can call you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I know that they're putting more support on Facebook advertising.
Running out of money though.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. So what you want to do, guys, you want to send people to your website. Click this line here, okay? And I'm going to go over here and see if I can turn off my ad blocker. It might be slowing things down. I have a little widget here. Block it out on this page. Pause ad block. Yeah. I just turned that off because that's probably giving me some grief. You paste in the web address of the page, and it kind of gives you this little blue line. Click this blue line here, and it pushes it up. I don't know if you can see, there's a little circle doing its thing. You probably want to give it a campaign name, right? Maybe it's, you know, the address 123 Main.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Soon.
I have not been doing. I thought that was related to the league. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's just for you to see, because after you start doing this, you want to recognize, you got to learn from this. What worked the best? Was it my kitchen picture? Was it my front of the house? Whatever it is, what's going to be the differentiator? Campaign name is only for you to see.
Okay.
Then you click this blue button, says targeting and budget. This is actually one of the most important things going on, and it's targeting, right? Now, I know Gustavo actually knows a lot more than I do on this stuff, but I am going to give you the basics, what I do know, and what I know works. So, oh man, don't tell me it's giving me grief here.
Man, your computer's soft.
You know what? I moved my I moved my my computer, my internet service, and I think it's really like a pain in the butt. But I noticed this, that the last time I started working on Facebook and Google, it really gave me some a pain in the butt here. So it's
I have
actually
one
okay.
question on this part of the
Yeah.
Facebook. I noticed the other day that Scott was targeting people that were visiting the city or living in the city, something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know where he did that.
I think that is in more demographics. And I'm going to tell you, because I mentioned earlier to pay attention to Neil Wolf,
Yes.
and that Neil Wolf's call is on the page when you log in. His business is in Tampa. He is originally from Chicago. He can target people with Facebook who are from Chicago, who are traveling and visiting here.
I'm
in
looking
Tampa.
for.
Yeah.
What I need.
So watch
How do I
the
learn
video.
to?
Yeah. What's
I
that?
need to target those people.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. And so it totally works. I mean, and he's not the only person that does it. I
Show me
got
how
another
to do
client in. Well, I don't know. It's here in demographics. So you're going to have to kind of poke around a bit of what's going on.
Yeah, but do me a favor.
right?
Give
And
me
if I
Neil
could-
Wolf's phone number. Save me some research because
I will. It's in the video. He actually, and it's actually in our mastermind group. If you type in mastermind, you'll see his contact information. He's telling people to
Okay.
contact him. So let's finish this. I've got a Lafayette page, right? And I told you I live in Lafayette. Now, here's the difference. There are two basic kinds of ads that you're going to run. Okay? One is property valuation, right, to get listing leads.
yeah.
And the other is branding, right? Ads about homes, open houses coming soon, virtual tours, listing landing pages. So when you put in a city like Lafayette, notice that it puts a default 25 miles
Yeah.
around. And you can see here that 25 miles around is San Francisco. I don't want to tell people in San Francisco, find out what your Lafayette home is worth, right? I don't even want to tell people in Danville. So I'm going to change this here to no radius. I'm going to do it first to 10-mile radius because I want to point this out. This particular ad is talking about what is your home worth.
You know my advice.
So you
Tell
can
tell them to do one with 5 miles radius. 10 is way too much.
Right. So let me just explain this to you guys. This is a property valuation ad. And so the ad actually says here, what is your Lafayette home worth? So in Facebook, I don't even want this 10 miles out.
yes.
I want this to
Lafayette.
be, they got to live in no radius. So that means they live in Lafayette. It doesn't matter that they like my page or anything. They just got to live in Lafayette and they're going to see this ad. And this is an important point, and realtors often get it wrong.
No, I do this all the time.
The-
This one I do all the time.
Yeah. This potential reach is going to get smaller and smaller, and that's just fine.
Because that's
Because
related to
the
your...
tighter it is, the more of the niche is, and the more powerful the ad is, and that's the point. So there's really only two things that I talk about, which is make sure you got your radius right, and make sure you got your age bracket right. In Lafayette, nobody 25 years old owns a home here in
Of
Lafayette.
course not. You have to be 30 or more.
Right. So you change that. But then you can drive in the demographics. You can talk to Neil, see what he can tell
What's his
you.
phone number?
And I don't have it. I'll give it to you later. I'll email it to you. So, and I will point out that some people use there is a demographic of homeowners. Some of our clients use it, and some of our clients don't. And they both have awesome lead gen either way. So that's your choice. Then there's the budget. So since this is property valuation, I want to remind you, I tell people to do $20 a day. You can do as little as 10, but don't do much less than that.
Okay.
Okay? Because it is pay per click. The less you pay, the fewer clicks you're going to get. Okay? So $20 a day. Again, all ads I don't want to see running more than, I don't know why it put that back to 35 bucks. Oh, there it is. 3 to 4 days. And when you click this end date, it always pops you out like a month in advance. So since it's the 29th, I'm going to say I want it to finish on the 2nd, right? And it tells me right there, okay, your maximum spend is going to be 60 bucks.
Yep.
And that's it, right? Then you go here and you choose add creative, and this is the creative part of it. And we'll give it a second, it'll pull up. There are things that you can do. You can put in a little video, you can put in multiple images. I'm not really too worried about the multiple images because I really want you to change your image, right? And the background image that it's taking is whatever is right here, and it's just going to pop it right here. And then it says, you see this, sponsored by, and in this case it's listings to leads because I'm listings to leads, but it's going to be sponsored by you. And it's going to be, that's the brand building, right? Now, I put in, so this is actually, now I can see it's not actually the property valuation, it is we're doing the branding. So I should have done this for $1, $2. And I should have said, now you, Gustavo, you may say you want people 5 miles outside of Miami to see it. I might say 10 miles out, right? Because I want more people to see this. They're not going to click on it as much, but they're going to see me as a realtor. So it's your choice. Note that whatever is here can be changed by changing this dialogue here. And this dialogue here, this text here, is obviously super, super generic. And I showed you inside the Facebook Mastermind group that our clients keep putting really powerful language there. Go there and use that language and incorporate that kind of language on your ads. Don't use our standard stuff here because this is not compelling to get me to click at all. Okay? So don't be like the agent that just copies and pastes and says, I've done a great job. Right? That's not a great job. A great job is when you take a couple seconds or a minute and you make this stuff powerful enough to get people to click. There is something about this home that is special, right? I don't know what it is, but convey that in the ad so that they click.
They have a window, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You can put that.
Yeah. That's right. So there's a couple things to know. Mobile can be really good, especially when you're doing a brand building ad. Because you don't mind, you want people, if they're on their phone and they're swimming through, and you're just saying, I got to open house, or this is coming soon, or whatever, you're building the brand, so that can be useful. But if you're running an ad, let's say in the middle of the week, and it's a property valuation ad like this, where people got to fill this out, well, you don't want them to necessarily click that when they're standing in line at the Starbucks, right? So you might want to remove the mobile newsfeed. And it'll still be on their desktop when they're at work or when they're at home. There's another button here.
Wait. You move the mobile. You take out the mobile newsfeed
during the week.
Yeah, I just took it out right there.
So they don't see it on Facebook on their phone.
Correct. That's what it does.
But you want them to work from the desktop. That's what you want.
Well, not always. So yeah, you see this page here. This actually takes a little bit of work, right? You need them to do it and be focused, because everybody on Facebook is like everybody in real estate. They're distracted in about 10 seconds, whatever they're doing, right? So you want this to be like on a desktop as much as possible, because they got to go through and they got to type in their address, they got to say how many bedrooms, they got to put in their email address and phone number, right? Are they going to do that when they're getting a Big Mac, right? And if it's during the week and it's property valuation, I would say remove mobile. But if it's on the weekend, mobile is also like iPads, or what do you call those? Yeah, iPad, right? Or a tablet. So are people watching football on the weekend sitting on their iPad? Yeah, if they see that ad, maybe make mobile valuable on the weekend. It makes it more valuable.
Sent you a picture that I love.
I saw that. So a couple more things here. Choose a button. Learn more is a good button. and it's basically a call to action. It's going to put it right down
How about
here
shop now?
on the bottom right.
Shop now?
Shop now. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could shop now, yeah. But here's another thing here. You see show advanced
Yes.
options?
Yes.
This gives you another box, and you could say whatever you want here. You get 200 characters, right? And if I just say this place is awesome, it shows up right here on the right underneath the address. So that's nice in certain kinds of ads. You may want a little more language, and so use that. Then you place the order. Like I said, you're going to find that if you run an ad for $1 a day, $2 a day for 3 or 4 days, 1,000 to 2,000 people are going to see that. They're going to see whatever your page you're branding.
What is URL tag?
What
is URL tag?
I don't know what that is.
Can you out and let me know, because it may have a meaning. It has 1,024 characters, so there has to be something.
I don't know. It says something, but what it says, I don't understand. But when you run an ad, just hover over that little I there for information. URL tags. Yeah, I don't know. It's adding some sort of numbers in the URL.
It has to be.
Frankly, whatever.
Optimizing.
What's that? It could be. Yeah. So this is how you run an ad. I want to take us back one page.
I have one more question. This is for Scott, so you have to convey that.
Ah.
So when are you going to add Instagram onto the postings?
Yeah. We're just starting to get into Instagram. The reality is we're generating so many leads with Facebook and building new tools for Facebook in landing pages that we're just not paying a lot of attention on that. And also we're doing a huge rebuild on the whole platform. We're going to make this a lot easier to use. So we know Instagram's there. I think we started working on that, and also Pinterest. Pinterest is pretty important.
What about LinkedIn?
No, it's not important. It's not relevant in terms of, it might be cool in terms of brand building. We're not seeing any lead gen at all.
Well, it's for recruitment, and you can add recruitment to your strategy.
Correct. And that's right, for recruitment, that's good. So guys, I want to remind you that when you're branding, you can do it 10 miles out or 5 miles out. So when you're doing the open house or just listed or just sold, you should do it 10 miles out or 5 miles out, not just no.
Yeah, because
when you're running, what's
people that may want to move to the city and live around.
Exactly, right. And exactly, and if they see some really nice houses and something piques your interest, that's great. But when you're running a property valuation ad, no radius. They got to live in that town where that town is focused, right? And you have the ability to create multiple landing pages in your accounts, so you should have one for Miami. You should have one for Coconut Grove. But you can also target areas as small as South Beach, right? So you can do that. You want to test it out and see what's working the best. Niche marketing is always more powerful than general broad marketing. A lot of people always come to us and they think, I want to run this ad for a county. That just does not work very well at all. Yeah, especially for property valuation, because a county is big and the value of your home one part of the county to the next is just, it's not, the ad becomes quickly irrelevant. Okay?
Agree.
So that's kind of the Facebook stuff. I want to point out to you, and I want to remind you, Neil Wolf, and I know, Gustavo, you're not going to forget about Neil Wolf.
I'm not.
But when you log in, and you can go search on Neil Wolf on our mastermind group, and when you log in, you're going to see a pop-up, and it's going to say Neil Wolf, and you should all watch that call. But what he's doing is he's clicking on this button here that says listing website, and hopefully we're going to make this a little more stand out, because this is actually a very important tool, and the way to get to it is to click this link here. And note here, select lead generation links. This has to do with this piece, this is creating the links for this page. So let's click on the page and see what the heck is so exciting about this. This, like many other things, we built this. We thought it was cool, but just it was buried in our system. And Neil found it and started marketing this. And you can customize the links here. All of your listings in your account will be scrolled down here, and every time you click on any of these properties, you come to a single property website, and everything in the original page and on this page is designed to capture a lead.
Show me again, where did you get this? What did you do?
You go to listings.
Yes.
You go to listing widget.
Yeah.
On the left here, and then you click on this hyperlink here, and it takes you here.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I'm going to show you Neil's.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm going to tell you what Neil is doing. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying, please, because this guy, the reason I know Neil is because our partner who is working with that office called me one day and said, Vince, this guy Neil Wolf is taking your tools and generating 50 leads a day on Craigslist.
Okay.
Okay? On Craigslist. Okay? So I know that you guys, everybody knew about real estate and Craigslist for a long time, and then it just died. He is right now generating leads from this. And this is what he's doing. You see these links on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
You control these. You control these links. This link here points to his market leader site. The rest are all landing pages, lease purchase option. He created this as a custom landing page inside of listings to leads, and he's getting leads off of it. He created this landing page. Get pre-approved today.
How did he create a landing page like that one? How did he
What's
do
that?
How did he do that?
He went right into the landing page section.
Oh, he created a page and then he went into the, okay. What did he use?
Yeah. He created all, he creates all these. What is your home worth? Estate homes by the Wolf Pack, get pre-approved, find the perfect golf course community. And these links he leaves up here all the time, and he borrows all these listings. Like, not all of them, because now he's getting his own listings, but he borrows a bunch so that he can run ads on Craigslist, and so that he can just put them here. Because when people come here, they start to realize, like, whoa, this guy's got a ton of listings. So they want to work with him. He doesn't have to put that he's actually borrowed them, but if he did have to put it, they could click more and he could say, this listing courtesy of Joe Agent, right?
But you know that I can create a page for a whole subdivision. It doesn't have to be mine.
Exactly. And that's exactly the key. Make a page for a particular area, Coconut Grove, right? And then say, hey, here's everything in Coconut Grove. So what Neil does, and I want you to be aware of this, and when you log in, you watch the video, you're going to see he talks about it. He bought himself a little fancy URL that says Neil Knows Naples from GoDaddy. And he points that to this URL here, the website at the top of this page. And then he goes and he puts ad after ad after ad on the apartment housing for rent. Some of these homes are for rent, but you can also see right here it's homes for rent and lease purchase option. So he wants to get people, he upsells them. He's got a lease purchase option. So he can get people who are renters into the ability to buy. And a lot of people, and he says it on the call, he's like, a lot of people don't want to talk about rentals. He says, but when he gets a rental, he either upsells them into a home or he gets them into a rental. And when he gets them into the rental, he starts interacting with the owner and says, hey, I've got other investment properties. Let me, I've got renters. Let me get you another investment property. So he makes a lot of deals out of every lead he gets. And he does it right here. And so I'm going to point out, I'm going to take us to Craigslist, Craigslist.com, and I'm going to show you what his ads look like, okay? And you're going to realize that this is not rocket science. This is not Neil following the Keller Williams, how to be, the millionaire next door nonsense or anything like that. He's just being really consistent and very smart and using our tools, and I'm sorry, boy, I definitely got to talk to my internet provider. This is ridiculous. To get lead capture tools in front of as many people as he can. So there's only two places he advertises. Craigslist, which is free, and Facebook, which is not free, but he does it in the way that I just showed you. He builds his brand and he gets property valuation tools out there. Okay? So
How long has Neil been doing
Well,
this? How long has Neil been doing this?
3 years. He is tracking $12 million in sales from our leads only this year. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We do.
Oh yeah.
We do.
Okay. Because not many agents are doing that in their third year. And I can tell you, this guy is going bananas with our system. And he was not a top producer, right? I mean, they have top producers in that office. He was not. He just kept poking around and found out what worked. And what works is getting this tool. By the way, and what I wanted to show you, I think I'm actually getting there for Craigie. Okay. It's Fort Myers by Naples.
Those.
It is.
Those.
I think it is, yeah. So if I go on apartment and housing in Fort Myers, Southwest Florida, this is the right page. And I type in here in the search Wolf, and there is something about how to place ads, right? But I want to show you the ads and show you what he's doing. These are all of his ads. Many of these are they're just straight up, you know, he's borrowing, he's just throwing them out there. But what he's doing, look at this ad. Gustavo, how sexy is this ad to you?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. It is literally nothing. This is what it is. Neil Knows Naples is a URL he bought at GoDaddy, and it points to this. And he is generating hundreds of leads every week through these landing pages by just running multiple ads on Craigslist and telling everybody, go to this page, which is this page. That's it. And if you watch the call, it pops up right when you log in. He's got a market leader site, right? This is his #1 link on the site. Let me show you his market leader site. If you guys know Market Leader, it's actually a powerful site for capturing leads, right? It's like you click on 3 properties and you got to register or go away. For me, that's awesome. And we work with a lot of folks at Keller Williams. That's pretty cool. But he's like, no, this is not the place to drive traffic to. My market leader, God, I really need to talk to my internet provider. He's saying, I get more leads when I point them to this page. So that's what he does. And I just want to point that out to you. I think this is something that we need to incorporate.
I just want to ask a question, see if I understand it correctly. Whoever clicks on his ad through Craigslist will get this landing page.
Yep, they go.
Yeah. So let me point this out, guys. You cannot click on this link. This is
you can't paste it.
correct. You can copy and paste it. What he's chosen to do is get a link that is easy to understand, right? Because you can't see it. If you click on this page up here, you actually have a page just like this in your account. It says searchallproperties.com/nwolf. That is more difficult for people to type. If they see this, Neil Knows Naples, oh, neilknowsnaples.com. Choose something easy that people can do. And they click it and they get driven right here.
Sounds good.
Okay? Every time.
You know what? You don't need the domain like that. You just need
Okay.
to forward. You know what? You can do a, you know, I know better, and then send it to whatever I want. And then send it to whatever I want.
Exactly. Let me remind you where you get that tool. You go to listings.
Yeah.
And on the top of the listings page, it says listing website
Yes.
and widgets.
Yes.
And then right here
Stay 1
on
second,
the top
please.
is the link.
I'll
Search
move
all
the page.
properties.
1 second, please.
Yep.
I'll move the page.
Are you taking a picture?
Yeah,
You're not
that's
going to
okay.
send me
I'll
this
watch
video.
the video later again. Yeah, that's okay. Alrighty, man. I'll watch the video later again.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll put this up on YouTube and get it back to you today or today
Great,
or
because
Monday.
I want to share it with all the office agents, the agents in the office can either use it or lose it. Remember that, right? Okay, brother.
I hear you. Okay.
Vince, if you
Have a
need
great
more
weekend,
pictures,
everybody.
let me
Thanks
know
for your
and I'll
time.
send you more. Vince, if you need more pictures, let me know and I'll send you more.